What's up, guys? So I'm gonna do a quick review of the crypto market. So I'm gonna take a look at Bitcoin versus dollar. I'm gonna take a look at ADA. I'm gonna take a look at Ethereum Classic and a couple of other coins. And if you guys want me to short anything, just tag me in the NAS Club chat, or you can just type it in the live chat here on YouTube. And obviously, if you miss anything, I will upload a replay for you guys, so you don't have to watch this live. Obviously, you can watch the replay too, but for me it's just easier to do this live because I don't have to edit everything and I don't have to like upload it and render it and all that kind of bullshit. So it's just easier for me to actually do this live. Alright, so first of all, I wanted to take a look at, let's remove Netflix here. Let's take a look at BTC USD. So a quick overview of Bitcoin. Right, so this is the wrong chart. I want to take a look at Bitstamp. So this is where I got all the stuff drawn. Let's remove everything. Let's just look at, like, sometimes I like to just look at the chart with only price, because like only looking at the price can tell you a lot of things, right? Like, for example, we have last week's close. We're right now at testing the last week close and the weekly open here. And as you can see, like, this is obviously an important area, because we have this area right here. The close and like these two closes here, and it's kind of like in the middle of this range up here. So obviously an important area right here, and I'm going to show you why it's an important area to hold for Bitcoin. If you put on the drawing tools here, you will notice that the dotted lines here is a daily range that I've been drawing. Looking at the daily, you see the range right here. Alright, so sorry guys, I got distracted. So the daily range here, we have the high of the October candle right here, and the low down here where we bounce up the RLC right down here, and we are now testing that area. And if you guys have been following my charts and updates in the NAS Club chat, you would have seen that I have been expecting a retrace, and I've been expecting us getting rejected up here. And like, I'm seeing a lot of people get all confused and scared when Bitcoin drops. Like, let's see, the daily candle have dropped 4%. Guys, 4% is nothing. This whole run back down from here to up here is 65 fucking percent. So a 4% retrace from a 65% pump is nothing. If you look at this pump up here, it's just the nature of price, right? You can't just go straight up in a straight line, You have to retrace. When you have pumps like this, you have to retrace. And if you look at the price section right here, you see that we're using these horizontal support and resistance areas like like a staircase. You see, we have one step here, and then another here, and for every step we have a small retrace. So what's happening right now is just by the book, right? And as you can see here, I have a setup here. Obviously, I haven't shared this one anywhere. I'm sharing it right now with you guys because I think like this is pretty risky. It's a pretty risky setup, but I'm liking it, right? So what I did was I layered some bids inside this area because I've been expecting a rounded retest back down to this previous resistance here. So what happened was we had resistance here, broke above, came down and retested it, and we now had resistance here, we broke above, and we are now testing it. So like, this is just normal price action, right? We break resistance to the upside, come down and test it for continuation. Yeah, so that's it. That's my idea here, is just basically buy a retrace down to a previous resistance, now hopefully turn support. So but let's not talk about this setup too much, because I haven't really spent too much time on this setup. It's just a quick scalpish trade, you could say. I mean, the risk reward is very good with 8R, but it's a very tight stop loss. I'm only risking like 0.5% of my whole portfolio on this trade, so obviously a very risky trade. And yeah, so take it easy if you're gonna take this trade. Hold on, guys. I gotta tell my girlfriend not to run around. She's cleaning and making way too much noise.
Men lugn! Kasta väl inga grejer.
All right, I'm back. Where were I? BTC USD. All right, so this setup is very simple setup. Just resistance breaks to upside. I'm gonna buy a retrace with a stop below this wick down here, and let's look at the high time frames. Let's put on the moving averages. So the weekly is really, you know, a long way from the 21 EMA on the weekly. We had a nice bounce here, but like if you look at the daily here, the daily is even more interesting because you have the yellow 21 exponential here is kind of, you know, it's keeping with the daily uptrend, so it's keeping price up, right? And I would not be surprised to see a retest of the 21 EMA, this yellow line here on the daily, just like we had here. This is a perfect retest, right? Confluent with RLC of the October candle. So this is a very nice retest, right? And we haven't really tested the 200 simple yet. So guys, like, if Bitcoin starts to break down here, I'm gonna anticipate at least a move down from here to the 21 EMA for about a 7% drop, right? Or 6%, whatever. And if we lose this area, I will most probably look at this area down here, this white line, the 200 simple, for about 13% drop. So that's not, you know, out of the question. And like, to me, it looks like Bitcoin is almost going parabolic, right? This crazy move right here. I mean, if we need a retrace, right? We need to see a retrace, so, you know, that's all I can say. Expect a retrace. Have a plan for what to do if we get like a heavy retrace and a dump. I'm not gonna say like we're not gonna have, you know, a red daily candle straight down to this area. Obviously, you know, we're gonna see a break in market structure on the lower time frames first, obviously. And what that would look like is something like this, right? So you have, let's look at the 4 hour. Most of the times I never go lower than the 4 hour. So I want to see like we have a low, a higher low, higher low. If this is a swing point, we'll have a higher low here too. We have higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. So that's the structure we want to keep if we're bullish. If we start creating lower lows, like something like this, we have, you know, lower low here, lower low here. And if we like break down this area, that's gonna be when I start, you know, anticipating that move back down to this area down here, the 200 simple. So watch the lower time frames, like the 4 hour, for a break in market structure before you're panicking, right? Because what we're seeing right now is just a beautiful uptrend. It's a beautiful uptrend, and we're getting rejected here, just like we did here, but we had a bounce of support. And like when I'm looking at Bitcoin, I'm taking it one level at a time, right? And right now we're between this resistance here, 10,350, which is the top of the October candle, the China pump, and it's the top of the daily range. And we have this area here, around 9.6, 9.7, and we're below this area right now. So I like, there's no need to worry, right? If we break this area to the downside, I will, you know, be, you know, short term bearish, I guess. If we break this to the area, I'll be short, medium, and high time frame bullish. And right now I'm definitely bullish on Bitcoin. Price action is looking absolutely beautiful. And if you look at the higher time frames, again, the weekly, as you have seen here on this setup, I'm looking for a move up towards 11.5. I would like to see this range high break around 10.3. If that breaks to the upside, I'm expecting a move in it could probably take a couple of weeks, but I'm expecting a move up to 11.5. And the 11.5 is obviously a very high time frame resistance, very important resistance. So we're going to see probably a retrace here. And like if price action will react as it have been here, we might see like a move up here, a retrace down back here, something like this. That's what I'm expecting if we'll just continue straight upwards. But obviously we're not going to continue straight up, right? So if we'll see a heavy dump from Bitcoin, we're gonna see it most probably at high time frame resistance. And right now this is high time frame resistance, but this is even a more a more important high time frame resistance. So if this move is gonna get faded here, it's probably gonna happen in this region, the 11.5 region. So right now there's not really much to worry about. Just keep your stops on alts tight, and if we actually do break down here, and we'll probably see alts react to Bitcoin moving, obviously. All right, so I've been talking way too much about Bitcoin now. Let's look at some alts. So I know you guys wanted me to look at ADA, so I'm gonna take a look at ADA BTC. Alright, so yeah, absolutely beautiful. This is exactly what I've expected. We broke range EQ here, confluent with the 21 EMA, this yellow here. We closed above, probably bounced on the 4 hour. No, not really. On daily? No, not really. We never really got a retrace to the EQ. So what I was looking for here was a retrace, like a close above the EQ and then a retrace back down. We never got a retrace, and like that's the problem with waiting for a retrace. Like sometimes you never get the retrace, and when you have like a very momentum driven market like we're having right now, like it's looking very bullish and everything is just everything is more or less just going up. And when that kind of when you're in that kind of market situation, you will most likely miss out on some trades. But if you catch the retrace on a move like this, you would have, you would obviously have been in a very good position for this move. And like, I'd rather miss out on a couple of good trades and take only the best trades, because when you take only the best trade, you will have a high win rate, and in the long run, you're gonna grow your portfolio faster if you only take the trades that actually like have if you only take the perfect setups. And right here, if you had this type of movement, that would have been the perfect entry for me and the perfect trade with a stop down here and take profit up here for about, I guess, like a 4 or 5 hour trade. So for ADA, what's happening on ADA? What am I looking for going forward? Well, we had the close and bounce of the purple 200 EMA here. Let's see where we had the weekly 25, the 55 EMA is up here. Like on the weekly, I'm not really seeing much resistance between this area for like a 40-50% move up here. I would expect us getting rejected by the 55 exponential here, but like I want to play this in a similar way that I would play this area right here. Like what you could do is just, I guess, if you really want to get into ADA, you could enter like 25% of your position, your desired position here, then 25 more here, and 25 more here, and 25 here for an average entry of this level right here. So that's usually what I do if I need to, like if I feel the FOMO and I really want to buy a breakout, I just buy like 25% of my position on the breakout and then add more on the retrace. So what you could do is like take your desired position and divide it up into four orders to get a average entry around this area. I would probably put my stop somewhere in this region, and my take profit would be, my final take profit would probably be somewhere up in this region. So something like that. Let's look at the daily. Let's see where we have the... Alright, so we have the daily 21 EMA, the yellow line here, and the purple 200 EMA here. So I want to be like below the yellow or below both, depending on your risk appetite. But that would probably maybe... Yeah, somewhere in this region, right? Somewhere either below the 21 EMA or below this one, or for a very tight stop, you could use like these first wicks here. Or like if you want to have like a very high risk scalpish trade, you could use like the EQ of this red order block here. So somewhere up in that region, but I would probably like be more conservative and put it up down in that area down here. All right, so that's ADA. Let's see if we have any requests in the chat. Where is that one? ADA, all right. So for ADA, take profits for ADA would probably be like, so when looking for profits, you look for resistance, and you want to take profits at resistance or slightly below resistance in case it actually gets front ran and people start selling right before it hits resistance. So what I like to do is I put my stops right below resistance. And where is resistance on ADA? Well, obviously we have an area. We have an area here. I would say this area here in the middle of this block right here, that would be a good area to take some profits. If you see like a cluster of candles here, a lot of price action in the same area, it would be wise to look at the middle of the range as like a general, to get a general idea where the EQ of the price action is. Like where's the midpoint of the price action? Where can I expect resistance? And that's probably going to be somewhere in that area here. And then we have this gray area here that you can see is been used as support here. Support broke down into this, this pocket of liquidity here and then pumped up. So right here we have a lot of, liquidity. We have it's being used as very heavy, like very strong support. If you see, you have like this very massive pump from this area up here, so that's obviously a very important area. We had a pump here and we broke down here, so the next time that we hit this gray area is obviously going to be we can expect heavy resistance. So I expect some right, so if you look at the middle of this box I painted right here, it's almost where we wicked into and got rejected. So I'm expecting a price to get rejected here, and that's what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for a rejection here for a move down into this area. Let's make that one green as support. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for, right? I move back down here to fill our orders, and then first take profits. Usually I want to have my first take profit at like 2 hours, so this area up here seems like a good area to take some profit. So depending on where you put your stop loss, I would say that 699 or probably like 698 is a decent area for a first take profits, but that's only like, a 7% move. So if you get rejected here and bounce here, I do expect this area to actually get taken out. So either 698 as first take profit, and then the second take profit is going to be around 765 sats, and the last one is going to be around 860, and then maybe you could save some of your position if we actually get this type of move, like we break above bounce and for much higher prices. But I like to take profits, and then if I want to enter again, I wait for bullish price action and like a break above and a retest. So like I would look at this setup and take full profit up here, and when this type of price action repeats itself up here, I'll enter on a retest of that area. All right, so let's see. We have some question in the chat. All right, so Mark H, I think I've answered your questions about the TP for ADA, and I think I've showed you guys in actual numbers where the zones are. So the first take profit 698 or 6 like around 700, and the second one I think I saw something around 760 or 770, and then the last one 850 area. All right, so XRP BTC, let's see what I got on XRP BTC. All right, so I had so I actually entered XRP BTC yesterday here when we had when we had this bounce of the Y200 simple, this one. So as soon as we started trading above the Y200 simple, I think I entered down here, and I exited all my whole XRP position when we got rejected by this purple 200 simple, because the purple 200 simple right here is very close to this bearish order block right here, this gray area. As you can see, the dotted lines here are the midpoint of this order block, the EQ, and I'm expecting this area to act as strong resistance. So I figured it would be a good idea to exit my position up here and enter again if we get a retrace down back here, like a rounded retest. Enter again for a move back up here, so exactly the same trade once again. And if we do break this area to the upside. What's up, Altus? Hopefully I'm not butchering that name, sorry guys. What's up, guy? Yeah, so XRP, yeah, I'm taking a look at XRP USD. Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna cover this one first. So where were I? Man, I got distracted. I'm so bad at this. Like, I should get more, like, I need to work on my live streaming abilities. I feel like an idiot. All right, so if we take out this area here, either you concentrate on this gray area with the EQ being 3,311 sats, or you concentrate on this purple 200 EMA, which is at, where is it? It's I think it's 3,228. Yeah, it is. So what I would look at is something like this, right? Break above this area, and I'm looking for this kind of movement, right? Break above, retest for higher prices. But considering that the 200 EMA is so close to this area right here, I would like to see like a break above and a retest. What's up, George? I'm gonna take a look at XML, Stellar, and Matt, I don't think you missed ADA, to be honest. Like in trading you never miss anything. Like you just have to be patient, right? I mean, it's not about missing anything. Obviously if you wanted to enter on this pump, you missed it, right? Because it's already pumped. But like, I don't know if you could call this a pump. It's been at 10%. So like, be yeah, I'm you know what, I'm gonna upload a replay because I've already covered ADA and my whole trade plan for ADA. So I'm just gonna, like, I don't have a lot of time. I gotta pick up my kids at daycare and stuff like that, and I've already been streaming for like 25 minutes. So I'm gonna upload a replay, and Matt, if you want, you can watch the replay. I've already covered ADA, and I think if I cover it on second time, that's gonna, I don't want to be sounding like a dick, but that's gonna waste my time. All right, so I've covered ADA. I covered XRP. Let's see, what else do we have? XRP USD. Let's look at XRP USDT. I actually did enter XRP, like, so. All right, this is like exactly the same type of setup that I was watching on XRP BTC and ADA. Like, we have this red box here being used as, oh, what the fuck, my camera just died. Why did my camera die? Just give me a minute. That's weird. Alright, I'm back. So looking at the weekly here, we have the green 55 exponential right here, right above this red box resistance here. So that's gonna add some confidence to this being used as support. So I'm actually gonna mark this as green because I think this is now going to be acting as support. And guys, like, look at this. We have a lot of price action here. A lot of this has been used as support so many times. It's breaking down here, resistance, resistance, and then a very heavy rejection by this zone as resistance, and we are now breaking above. So you can expect this to be turned into support, and when it does, it's going to be a very strong area for support. And like, also another thing, this is a weekly W, and if you guys have been watching my analysis since I first joined the Burb Nest, you should know by now that I really love my weekly W's. And when you get the weekly W breakout, longing the retest of the neckline, confident with support, and here also resistance support, and now also confident with the green 55 exponential, that's most of the time it's gonna be a great trade, right? This is a very good indication of like a double bottom, about the bottom formation. So good reversal formation. It works on the 1 hour, 4 hour, 12 hour daily, whatever time frame you want to use. But on the weekly, I've seen it worked out a lot of times, and it's looking very good. All right, so what's bothering me here? We haven't really tested 200 simple. We haven't tested the yeah, you could say we tested it close enough, because this pump was very bullish momentum driven. So I would say yeah, we tested this general area. So yeah, I'm not really worried about that, to be honest. 4 hour, I think, especially in the 4 hour. So yeah, if we close this daily, we got 11 hours, and we probably, like, the 12 hour we have closed, like we have opened and closed the 12 hour above. So like, longing this area is probably a good idea, like for an average entry of about somewhere around here. Where would I put my stop? Well, that's the hard part, to be honest, because we're right in the middle of two important support and resistance areas here. So I don't know, man, like here, like maybe around this area, maybe. Assuming, look at the 4 hour. Yeah, so I would like to have my stops. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time right now looking at my stop loss placement, but looking at these wicks, maybe either, if you want to close like a tight stop, I will probably place it here. Do we have like the daily 21 EMA? Nah. Alright, so obviously not a perfect setup, because the stop placement is making it difficult to, increase the risk on this one. So I will probably just risk like a 1% of my portfolio on this. Take profits. First take profit would be around the 33,000 sats. Second take profit around the 36,400 sats, and then last take profits for a 30 to 40% move around 40,000 sats. And like, if this really goes, I'm expecting probably like even as high as 46,000 sats. So yeah, if this is like a high time frame reversal, XRP is looking really good for a bounce in this area. All right, so XML Stellar versus the dollar. That's weird. I should have shorted this. Let's see. Maybe I have it USD somewhere. Coinbase. Nope. Alright, so let's take a look at this one. Alright, so we're seeing the same kind of a price action here. It's looking very good actually. Probably have a weekly W. Yep, we have a weekly W here. Looking like this. We have kind of broken above, I guess. I have this level here. I want to see this area get taken out. If we close a weekly above here, we have a confirmed breakout. You have this area here. I would probably put in a horizontal line here too, just because I think it looks pretty good. Like, I'm just thinking out loud most of the times when I do this kind of live streams and shorting, but like, why do I have my, like, sometimes I can't really explain why I want to have this area marked out, but I'm just liking this area as resistance. It's probably going to be a very wide area, but it makes sense. Why does it make sense? Well, should be obvious, right? We tapped into this liquidity zone here, used as support here, broke above, used as resistance here, and we are now about to break above it again. Let's look at the daily. Yep, seeing the same stuff in the daily. Could probably raise this one up here to get like this price action down here and these wicks, but like, I'm looking at these wicks as just a fake out, so I won't really you know, mark that out. I'm looking at this area, this green area, the red area. So let's see, that's 8% price move inside that area, so it's a decent place to put some orders in, I guess. So if we break out here, I'm looking for this kind of move, layer some bids inside this area with a stop, either a stop below this wick or a stop like below this area, but that's obviously going to be a very wide stop, so that's going to be, you know, have to be a long-term trade. Let's look at the 4 hour. What kind of action are we seeing here? Yeah, so I'm liking this. So I would put my stop somewhere like around 7,400 sats. Or sorry, no, that's not even sats, that's in dollars. So 0.0.07400. Yeah, somewhere in that region. Setup would look something like this. Let's just mark it out for you guys so you can see for yourselves. Obviously this is going to be a high time frame trade like the other ones. Like, Bitcoin has to move for these to move, right? Like, not usually do we have like alts on the USDT pair move up while Bitcoin moves down. So obviously, like, you have to trading the USDT pair with alts is very different from trading the Bitcoin pair, obviously. So you need to, you know, take that into account when trading these pairs. So setup would look something like this. Enter like an average entry around that area. I think I want to have my stop loss, let's say around this area, right? That's actually right on support. So as you can see, like, the entry level is very easy, right? The entry level is always very easy. The stop loss, however, is that's like for me that's the hard part. That's what I'm struggling most with. But I like to use, like, you can use the Williams fractal, this thing up here where you get all the arrows. You could use that one too to find like a good area to put your stops at. And like the daily Williams fractal, the first one is way down here. The 4 hour though is you know, down here. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, for take profits, I would look at this area 0.095 to 0.1 as first take profit. Second around 0.11, and third and probably final for a 60% move is 0.13. But like I'm not a long-term trader, so I want to get out. Like if I'm in a profitable trade, I want to get out and like hopefully get the profits working in another trade. All right, so Alright, so Matt, you're up 80% on your ADA. Like, be careful, right? Because like you need to. If you're up 80%, that's pretty crazy. How could you even be up 80%? Oh, well, you I guess you're using leverage. Because this move is. Oh my fucking god! It's actually been rallying 80%. That's insane. God damn, that's insane. That's almost a 2x from ADA. Like like when I'm seeing this kind of price action, I mean ADA going almost 2x from the bottom. I mean, imagine buying down here. You had like the low here, the low here, the low here. You could have just bought here, right? Imagine buying down here like it looks like you did. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade. Very nice. So you're up 80%. Take profits, guys. Like, take profit. Being up 80% is 80% in unrealized profit. So take profits, raise your stop loss. I would probably like look at this area for raising my stop. You would like, if you get stopped out here, you would have probably like still be in like a 50% profit. So very good trade. So take profits, guys. Don't get all greedy and euphoric, because market will just fuck you. Like, for real, the market will take everything you own if you're not careful. All right, so Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance, because like the plan was to have like a 20-minute stream, but I talk way too much. So BTC dominance. Let's see, I have a list here. All right, that's the one. Oh shit. It's been a while since I've taken a look at this one. Like this really. I mean, looking at this, it really explains why. I guess it doesn't explain the rallies and alls, but like it makes sense to see the altcoin dominance chart look like this. I haven't checked it in a while, so this was kind of like a shock to open. I've got this level marked out here. The 60, that's a 62. Let's change it to 62. I would expect a bounce here. Like, we lost this support up here, and that's gonna take us to the next level below. This is the 62 level is gonna act as a magnet. This one acted as a magnet, and this one is closer, so it's gonna act as a stronger magnet, I would say. And you have a lot of, like, this has been used as resistance here. Like, we have, this is obviously a very important area, the 62% area. I would say maybe, 60 to 62. We will probably see a small bounce here, and if we do see a small bounce here, alts are probably going to suffer. If we lose this area, however, that might be like, let's see, if we lose this area, let's make it a little bit bigger. I would say this area. Lose this level between 60 and 62, and we will most probably see alts rally really, really hard. Remember what happened in October, November, right? We had some crazy gains on alts, and October, November was like, I think September, October, November, we had some crazy gains on alts. Was this. Now look at this area, and then kind of explains a little bit what's happening, right? When Bitcoin dominance dropped this far, we're obviously gonna see like altcoin dominance chart go up, and if we lose this area here, like I anticipate a bounce here, a reaction here, and then a reaction here, like we break down, we go even further down, and that's gonna bring us, I think, into, you know, maybe a real alt season, like where everything's just going up and up and up. Like, but ADA is, you know, almost on a 2x, so obviously like we might actually, you know, already be in the alt season. All right, so let's look at the altcoin market cap. As you can see, it's the beautiful bounce of the RLC. I had this level marked out as a very important level to bounce, and we did bounce exactly off this the RLC here of this move, and I've got this level marked out here, and we've got reacted here 3 times already on the weekly, and this kind of lines up perfectly with the Bitcoin dominance chart, because if you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, we are now approaching support, and the altcoin dominance chart is now approaching resistance. So if this breaks to the upside, this one is going to break to the downside, and if this one breaks to the downside, we will see alts rally, and yeah, it's looking good. Like, it's looking really good. I do expect a, you know, retrace maybe down here, and I do expect Bitcoin dominance to rally up here, but it's looking good. I mean, looking at this, I think alts are in a very good situation right now. Beam BTC. A lot of lines. Let's remove these. Alright, so I think this is gonna be like the last one. So I'm gonna take a look at the beam, and if you guys want with the chart or anything else, just type it in the chat and I'll take a look, but this is probably gonna be the last one. Looking at the weekly, it's obviously looking pretty good. On the daily, we broke above this area being used as resistance. Let's just remove all this stuff. Alright, so much cleaner, much better. Let's remove that one also. So this is looking good. Let's turn this into green because it's support now. We had a beautiful rounded retest on the 4 hour. This would have been a really good setup actually. It's only like 2% from the buy zone, so if you want to enter beam, I would recommend a setup like this with an average entry inside this green box. So average entry should be around 890 sats. The stop needs to be, I would put my stop either at 954 or 838. Let's say 854, and take profits. Right, so the first take profit should always be at least 2R, right? Like if you had, you know, your first take profit down here for like a 1R, that's just gonna be a bad trade, right? And your average exit is gonna be, you know, just way too bad. So at least 2R for the first take profit, and that's going to be like 962. But I would, like, if we bounce up here, I wouldn't anticipate a move up to the next high time frame resistance, and the next high time frame resistance is this area up here. Would say this zone here. So that's what I would be looking for. Take profits up here, and that's the second or like the first or maybe second take profit. I would say first for a 11% trade. The second take profit would have to be up in this area, the 1100. So that's Beam. That's what I'm looking at for Beam. I haven't really checked the EMAs. Beautiful move here. Beautiful move here. We're seeing the 21 EMA, this yellow, keeping price alive, keeping price bullish. We had this retrace, a beautiful rounded retest on the 4 hour, bouncing off the 21 EMA and closing above it. We're right now starting to move up. Yeah, so it's looking pretty good. If you're entered in here, I just say, like, stay in the position and keep on your toes with stop loss placement, because you will most probably need to, like, raise the stop loss, especially now with Bitcoin, you know, dumping a little bit, and people are starting getting all panicking about, you know, an alt. So when Bitcoin moves after a big bullish move like this, people tend to be very, you know, shaky with alts, and you could see some alts really dump heavily. So it's very important to have a stop loss, and it's really important. Like, guys, I've seen a lot of people actually, you know, they actually forget to put stop losses, and that's not only very stupid, but it's really detrimental to your portfolio, because, like, say I risk like 2% of my portfolio here on this stop loss, and I forget to put a stop loss, and Beam, you know, comes down all the way down here. That means I've missed my stop loss level, and I'm now like down 10% of my whole portfolio, and it's gonna take a couple of trades to win that back. And, like, it could just, obviously I don't have to explain to you guys why it's important to have stop loss. Just have your stops in place. All right, so I'm gonna be late. And, like, the people over at the daycare is gonna kill me, but you know what? I always tell them, like, I'm a fucking Bitcoin trader. I wait for nobody. Time waits for me. All right. Take care, guys. Hopefully, guys, you guys enjoyed the live stream. I plan on having way more live streams like this for you guys, and also a couple of private ones for you guys in the Nest Club. So and next ones is probably going to be more planned, because, like, you can tell me in advance what kind of you know, coins you want me to look at, and I can, like, plan it better. All right, so have a great day, everyone, and yeah, take care, everyone.